What's going on, everybody? Welcome to my channel. My name is Jason. I work at All Out Bikes in Four Oaks, North Carolina. And today what we have here is we have what is supposed to be a pretty cool bike. It's a Monza. It's supposed to have a little bit of an old school look to it, but with kind of like a new geometry kind of thing. I don't know exactly all the details about it, so this is actually going to be new for me. So let's go ahead and get this thing opened up and let's check out to see how cool of a bike this is. So let's go ahead and get that off and open it up, and let's see. Okay, I see gold. I like gold. Oh, and it's an old school chrome frame. I figured it was chrome because on the color it said CP, so I was assuming it meant chrome plate. Let's take a closer look at it. It looks like it's pretty well packaged. There's so many bikes that come from online that is not packaged very well. But that one looks pretty good. It's got some Di-Comp V-brakes on there. I see a gold sprocket. And it's got some newer touches like this chrome-plated stem. That reminds me of Mosh. That emblem there, that almost like it's Mosh. But I guess that stands for Monza. Let's get this thing put together. Okay, so we have a horrible little chain guard that unfortunately I have to, by law, install. It comes with some cool pads. And I don't know how I feel about this. It's got a 22.2 seat post on this with a threadless stem, so it's got a little bit of old school with some new on it. If you're going to make it look old, I think if it was my company, I would have put a quilled stem on there, or I would have gone with a 25.4 seat post instead of a 22.2. Anyway, let's get this thing put together. The issues I had with this bike putting it together. First thing was the V-brake in the back. On this left side, they had tightened the bolt so much that the brake was kind of seized on the frame. So it didn't matter what you did to adjust the brake, only one arm was moving because the other one was just stuck on the brake post. So I had to fix that. The axle, the cone and lock nut underneath the freewheel was not adjusted properly, so I had to actually remove the freewheel to get that locked properly and then put it back on. No blue Loctite on the cranks. We had to put some blue Loctite on that. The wheels were pretty badly out of true. It wasn't insanely out of true, but it was enough that it was kind of annoying. If you put the bike together without truing up the wheels, you would have noticed that both wheels were going a little bit left and right, and they weren't very round. The front brake was a little bit loose, so I tightened up this back bolt here, which caused the arms on the front brake to stop moving. Well, you could tell from the factory that they knew that was an issue because they left that nut just loose enough to allow the brake to move. So I tightened up that nut properly, and then I had to remove this top cap or this front cap on the brake and readjust the brake to get it to move properly. So you have to have a special thin 10 millimeter wrench and then at least another 10 millimeter wrench to keep backing it off until the arms move at the same time freely, and then lock it back into place. There was no grease on the headset, none. I had to pull those out and clean them and grease them. No grease on any of the nuts and bolts. So it's something that your average person would have problems with. So keep that in mind, and I would probably suggest if you're going to put it together yourself, at least take it by a shop later on and just have them just check it over and see what they think. But of course, be careful. Some shops, unfortunately, will take advantage of the situation and just tell you that you need something whenever you might not need to. Some of the extra things that we got with the bike is we got a layback seat post, which is pretty cool. So you got a straight post and a layback post. You also had some nice, or have some nice upgraded brake pads that come on this. These rear brakes on this bike, these Diatec brake pads, are actually pretty good. And the front brake is actually working surprisingly good for a old caliper brake. And I'm just going to leave this up to the customer if he wants these installed. If he does, it just takes me a couple of minutes to install it. So overall, I'm pretty happy with the bike. It just did have its little issues, and I hope that helps your decision. This Monza turned out great. It's got an amazing look. It's got some really cool features to it. And then there are some things that I would do a little bit different, but I absolutely love the dropouts. The dropouts are massive. I love the old school look, but yet they're durable. It's got some great brakes on there. The welds on this frame are absolutely amazing. I really love the welds. I could have done without the 7/8 seat post, which is also a 22.2. I could have done without the aluminum three-piece cranks. If it was me, I would have gone with a larger seat post, a 1-inch seat post, with some chromoly three-piece cranks, chrome-plated. Other than that, I mean, I love the Tongay grips on here. The chrome plating is good. This bike, I have to give it a 7 out of 10. Which I think is pretty good. There's no real complaints on this bike. I just would have done some things differently with it. So I love the double-walled aluminum rims on here. The anodized gold parts are really cool. Just all in all, if you're looking for a cool bike, check out Monza bikes. They are pretty cool. That score of 7 out of 10 I think is pretty good because it could be a lot worse. It could be better. It could be better, but all in all, I do think that this is a great bike. If you enjoyed this video, please leave me a big thumbs up. Don't forget to tell your friends. Check out some of the other videos on the corner of the screen. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you later.